Hey everyone, what's up? This is Dark Storm Comic Reviews here. Today I thought we'd take a look at this Image Comics slash Top Cow one shot called Kid Razor. I just thought this would be a fun book to talk about, so I thought we'd just, take a look at it. We got this guy named Anvil here. We got this blonde lady here. And we got the main guy who we're going to be focusing on today, Kid Razor. Really, really cool looking character. See the gold razors that come out of his back. Pretty cool. Little scenes right here. I love little details with these 90s comic books here. Little details like this are really cool, where they rip at the seams and stuff like that. We got this organization back here. These are the bad guys at the one shot. So basically, I don't know a lot about these characters, I'm going to be honest. I don't really read much of Top Cow. I'm more into like the early Image, Wildstorm, and Extreme Studios. Extreme Studios was the studio at Image Comics created by Rob Liefeld. He's the one who has written books that I've reviewed before, such as Youngblood, and then you also have Wildstorm, and I've reviewed a couple of their books. Wildstorm was the studio created at Image Comics that was made by Jim Lee. He created stuff like Backlash and Grifter and Wildcats, and so he created that. Jim Lee actually eventually sold Wildstorm to DC later on in the 2000s, but yeah, so that's pretty interesting. But so yeah, I never read a lot of Top Cow. I know Mark Silvestri, one of the founders of Image Comics, is the guy who created the Top Cow studio, and I do know that these characters are from Razor Anvil, and I think she is. I don't really know. They're from a team called Codename Strike Force. I do own a couple of those issues, but I'm just not a huge fan of Top Cow. I'm just not a huge fan of Cyberforce or Codename Strike Force. I never really got into them like I did with Youngblood or Bloodstrike from Extreme Studios, or Backlash or Grifter from Wildstorm. I never really got too big into Top Cow like the other ones, but I do like Mark Silvestri a lot. I've seen interviews of him. He seems like a really cool guy. He's the one who created Top Cow, and I really love this one-shot issue. Honestly, I wish if they would have made a series based off of this guy, I probably would have collected the issues and kept reading it, because he looks really cool. I don't really care so much about these two right here, but he just has such a cool design. It's a shame that he didn't get his own solo series, because he seemed interesting enough to where he could have. But cool cover. Yeah, cool cover. And basically what happens is we kind of get into his story of how he Razor, the guy's name is Razor. Oh, the comic is called Kid Razor, but in the book they call him Razor. So he's just this guy with red hair. He's hiding out in the Himalayas, trying to just hide away. I guess it's very peaceful there. And we see these guys called the K. I should remember to say this. The Kayasu Matra, or the Order of Silence. The Order of Silence, and they're coming after Razor because he used to be a part of the Order of Silence. And apparently the Order of Silence, or Kayasu Matra, used to they have many different factions, this Order of Silence. They're called Kayasu Matra, but I'm just going to call them the Order of Silence from here on out. So the Order of Silence, it's this group, I guess, of assassins. They have many different factions, and one of their so-called factions is these guys called the Death. Oh, let me look real quick. Skipping ahead. The Deathmen. Okay, yeah, so this faction is called the Deathmen right here. They're the Order of Silence. They're like a group of assassins. They have many different factions, and the Order of Silence, they're a group of assassins. They have many different factions, and one of their factions is called the Deathmen, which are these guys. So the Deathmen are going after Razor because Razor used to be, the guy up here, used to be a part of their team. He used to be part of the Order of Silence, but he decided not to be a part of them anymore. So they're like, we can't have that, so we got to go after him. So the Deathmen, who are part of the Order of Silence, try to go after him. And so, you know, of course, Razor has to fight back, so he dresses up in this like really cool uniform. Really, really cool look. And then we kind of cut away from that, where we see this guy walk out of an airplane. Apparently, his name is Anvil. He's a part of, I think, Codename Strike Force, which I have said before is the team that Razor becomes a part of. And I believe, I don't know for sure, but I guess this one shot was made to like explain how Razor became a part of Codename Strike Force. So I think this one shot is his origin on how we got onto the team. So Anvil comes down. You know, he's like, I gotta look for this Anvil guy. You know, I gotta try to find him. He meets up with this good-looking tour guide. She's pretty good-looking, honestly, in my opinion. But you know, he meets up with this good-looking tour guide. Anvil, you know, he's like, you know, I can't believe you're my tour guide. And she's like, yep. And he's like, okay, let's go. You know, and he's called Anvil because he looks like an anvil. So I think that's pretty funny. Sorry if I talk too fast. It's kind of hard to understand me sometimes, but sometimes I just don't think, so I talk too fast. But anyways, see a few horses here. We got the Deathmen, who I have said before. The Deathmen, who I have said before, are part of the Order of Silence. They're going down to take out Razor. Pretty cool horse, actually. I just kind of noticed that's a pretty cool looking horse. He even kind of looks like him. But anyways, so they're all firing at Razor. This cool little shot here. They're trying to draw Razor out with their. They're trying to draw Razor out with their fire by just blowing stuff up in really cool ways. I do like me some explosions, so I know the light's kind of blinding a little bit. So anyways, you know, the Deathmen are down here. They're like, oh, where'd he go? Where'd Razor go? And so Razor's up here. And he does, you know, that superhero jump that you always see. It's pretty cool. Really cool design. That's one of the things I wished is that they would have made a series off this guy instead of putting him with the team. Because I think he would have just been cool on his own. I'm not really a fan of Codename Strike Force, so I own a few issues. But I'm just not a fan of the team. I wish this guy would have gotten his own series, but sadly we just got this really awesome one-shot. But look at this guy's costume, it's really cool. Now, a lot of people say he looks like a ripoff of Deadpool, which I guess he kind of does. I don't know enough about his character to really kind of separate him from Deadpool, but he looks cool either way. I think this guy's a bit cooler than Deadpool, but that's just my opinion. He's got the cool little gauntlets here. He jumps down. He jumps. Attacks this guy over here. Horse is just not having a good day. Punches him. Slams him to the ground. Try to steady this a little bit. Look at that costume. Deathman getting his face slammed into the snow. Pretty cool image. And we see the guys are like trying to attack him back here, the Deathman. We did this next scene where Razor, talks to himself and he says these guys are deathmen, they're skilled, but they're also very young and overconfident. So he basically takes them out with ease. We get this really cool shot here where okay, so the Deathmen, right, give you an image. They're chasing up after Razor. Razor's getting ready to lock and load. And when they get close enough to him, these two guys here, two guys are coming up to him. And Razor jumps and kicks them both in the chin. See? Boom. This one to the right, and boom, this one to the left. Give you the full image here. Really cool image. Really cool. Really neat image. And then we see they're trying to fire back at him. He tries to deflect some of the bullets. He doesn't deflect all of them though. But you can see he kind of deflects one here because it bounces off. Sorry guys. Hand gets cramped sometimes while holding this. My hand gets cramped while holding this sometimes. Anyways, we see the guys are shooting back at him. Runs off. Feels the bullets penetrate his back, but he don't worry about it because he's just too cool. He's too, he ain't got time to bleed, so, he just kind of avoids the bullets. He is able to, use his golden, armor that he has on his hands. He, is able to transform it. You can see how he extends his claws. And he's able to, climb down the mountain, which is pretty cool. You see this little car come up, and it's pretty awesome. The anvil dude's trying to, flirt with the good-looking blonde chick, but, the blonde chick really isn't having it, and the anvil guy's kind of upset. But anyways, they kind of stop. Or no, they keep going. And we get this cool image of... Man, I really wish they would have made... I'm sorry, I wish they would have made a series based off of this guy alone. Would have been cool. Just has such a cool design. He's climbing down the mountain with his claw hands. You see this, metal rope come down? Look at that detail on his mask when he's closing his eyes or, when he's squinting his eyes. Look at that detail when he's squinting his eyes. Look at that mask detail there. You don't see that a lot in, I feel like, modern comics, really, or from Marvel or DC. I love Marvel. Not a huge DC guy. But with Image, you get this, really cool detailed artwork with this, a squinted eye expression. It's really cool. When he squints his eyes, you see the detail in his Robot mask. I think it's pretty cool. You see little crease lines here when he's squinting his eyes. Crease lines here, crease lines here. It's pretty cool. Climb down the mountain. You get this other cool scene where these guys are jumping out of the mountain. And the Deathmen got these cool looking space guns, which most Image comics have, which is why I really like them. They got the cool space guns. One Deathman is holding the rope. He's wearing a cool mask. And he's firing down on this guy. Firing down on Razor. He's like, oh man, I guess I shouldn't have overestimated him. Saying, I guess I should have overestimated them or underestimated them. And I'm feeling it both right now, so. Going down the mountainside. Those shots, because you see they're following him, they're shooting him at the same time. And they shoot at the mountain and he falls. I mean, look at all the detail in this artwork. I don't get why this is why I don't get the criticisms of 90s comic books. And it's sad that there's not a lot of people out there reviewing them. You know, it's mostly just R1DC, but I think I'll cover that in another video. So I think I'll talk about that more. But we got Anvil and the lady here. They're driving. They don't see this guy falling. Really cool suit. Bum lady's driving. They're talking. And all of a sudden, womp. I know, I make it more exciting. I know. I'm just kidding. But anyways, my commentary just makes it so much more exciting. Anyways, so Razor's laying there. He's hurt, obviously. The lady comes out with a really cool looking gun. The Anvil guy's like, oh, we should help him or something. And then these assassin guys jump down out of nowhere. They're like, oh, well, they've seen us now, the lady and the Anvil guy, so we need to take them out too. So they're like, oh, we need to destroy them. And of course, you know, they don't know who they're messing with, obviously. So, you know, they start firing. Badam, badam, badam. Okay, and Anvil is, you know, he's kind of blocking all the shots because I don't know what he's made out of, to be honest, but he's strong enough to block the shots. You know, the lady gets shot, and of course he's basically like, oh, I gotta protect her, even though she wants to obviously be with this guy, but whatever. So he blocks all the shots. That's a really cool one right there. That's really well drawn. Mark Silvestri does some good artwork. I've just always been more of a fan of Rob and, I guess, Brett Booth. I like Brett Booth. I like Brett Booth's artwork and Rob Liefeld's. But I like Mark Silvestri's too. His earlier artwork's pretty cool. Anvil grabs a rock. He's like, I'm tired of you guys. Through with your stuff and your nonsense. So he throws the rock, or the boulder, I guess I should say. And I think it doesn't land on one of them. I don't know if it does. Picks up the boulder. He tosses it. And then I don't know if it smashes one of them, but it lands and it kind of... They're like, okay, well, you take the blue one, I'll take the other guy. I'll take Razor. So they're trying to take this guy. He's like, oh no, you're not. So he jumps on him, and he get a cool shot here. You see the boot here. You see the guys aiming their gun. This cool shot of Anvil here. Really detailed artwork. Really detailed. Code and everything. It's just so detailed. You see the Deathmen, who look really cool in my opinion. And you see their butts getting kicked. Anvil throws a punch. And it makes them fly back to the cliff. So he kind of knocks them out. Anvil's like, haha, I told you not to mess with me. We didn't say that, but he says, you know, school's out, kids. There'll be a test in the morning, you know. Classic dialogue. And so then we get... and I'm just saying it's sarcasm. I actually kind of like the dialogue. It's very cheesy, but it's fun. And then we get this scene where he's like, okay, you better surrender, Razor. You know, you were part of our order once, and now you shamed us because you're not. You shamed our order. The Deathman is basically saying stuff like, you know, you were once part of our order, but because you've left our order of silence, you have betrayed us, and for that we have to destroy you. Very basic stuff, but very cool. You know, we get this cool shot of him pulling out a gun, and it's like, I'm gonna destroy you. Look at how detailed this gun is. It's ridiculously cool. I'm getting distracted a lot. A lot of this is just really cool to me. I love artwork like this. Look at how detailed that is. It's so cool. He pulls out the gun. He fires it. And then, I probably should have mentioned, Razor is able to, extend his golden claw things. So he, extends the golden claw thing on his gauntlet. And then he's able to, just, you know, impale him in the chest, basically. Just trying to find the right word. So, basically what Kid Razor does, or Razor, he extends his golden claw here on his golden gauntlet, and he, you know, he goes, that's my extending noise. He, you know, he extends the the claw, and he impales the bad guy with it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I don't think he's gonna walk away after that, so just my guess. But yeah, anyways, he takes the claw out of the guy. He unextends it, I guess, or retracts it. Yeah, he retracts it. And they're like, "Hey, you better join up with us," so he does. And basically the two brothers are like, "Oh, well, he killed one of our brothers." So basically, I don't know what they really do here, but I think it's two guys here. They absorb the one brother into both of them or something like that. They fuse the one dead brother into them to like become more powerful or something like that. I don't really know. Pretty cool scene though. Levon, our brother. There you go. So they absorb the dead brother into themselves, I guess. And they're driving, and Anvil's kind of acting all, I don't know, like he's kind of acting a little pitiful because he's like, I really wanted to get with that good-looking blonde lady, but she's more into that cool-looking assassin guy instead of me, so I'm kind of upset. And so, Razor's like, okay, we're not done here. I got to go be more awesome somewhere else. And so she's like, he's just got to finish this alone. And Anvil's just sitting there like, I mean, should we follow him? I mean, I don't really care about him but I mean, if you think we should follow him, we can. So, they also got some history because she says, "Be careful, my love." So Anvil's obviously not going to get with her. Basically, is what this is telling us right here. So, anyways, there's a cool scene where he's climbing up the mountain. He's going to use every resource available to him. He climbs up the mountain. What's cool is his body extends more of the golden things or whatever out of his body. He extends more of them. He extends more metal golden claws like out of his body. You can see right here, in order to be able to grapple on to the cliff he's climbing on. Really cool. Really, really cool. It makes me wish they would have really done a solo series of this character. I'm just not into really the team itself. This character is cool though. Got a really cool design. And then it gets even cooler because he uses the claws to like grapple himself onto this mountain, right? But then we get another cool shot where he takes this like sniper rifle or shotgun or something, aims it down at him, and then he aims it down to the deathmen who are searching for him. And then he got him in his sights right there with the sniper rifle. And then he takes the shot. And the shot destroys one of the guys right here. Get this image for you again. He's grappling onto the mountain right here. Shot fired. Hits this guy right here. Really cool scene. Guys, like, oh no, you killed another one of my brothers. I gotta really take you down now. Which, of course, we know he doesn't. But, he's allowed to have his opinions. So, we see the Deathman getting all upset. He's like, I have, like, unlimited power now or something. It's like they're about to have a really awesome fight. And they indeed have a really awesome fight. We see that Razor is able to extend his golden razors out of his arm and his gauntlets and everything and out of his whole body, so that's pretty cool. Deathman takes a punch at him. Looks like the Deathman is about to have the final strike. But then punches him. But then Razor pulls one last card out of his sleeve. And he extends his claws one more time to finish the final blow. And he impales the guy with his claws before he can do his final blow. It's a pretty cool scene. We get this really awesome looking scene here. Of him just standing over him. He's got his claws all extended, or his razors all extended. They're like, hey, you should join up with us. You'd be a valuable addition to our team. They're all congratulating Razor on a job well done. And so basically Anvil's like at the end, hey, we got this team we'd like for you to join. The boss of our team would like to have you. Razor says, sure. And that's how Razor, I guess, joins a code named Strike Force. The comic book I mentioned earlier, I guess that's how he joins it. And that's the end of that. Get some more ads here. And yeah, that was Razor. I really enjoyed it. I think it works well as a one-shot story. I like the artwork a lot. And we'll just come through that a little bit real quick. Like right here is really cool where he's falling. You get the really detailed artwork. I really like it a lot. Really cool, really awesome. You get this part where Anvil's like blocking all the shots. Pretty neat, pretty cool. Gets cool stuff like right here. I love this shot right here where he's holding the gun and he's clenched to the mountain here with his spikes. It's pretty cool. It's very detailed art you don't see in like Marvel or DC comics I like. And even the little lines here where he's squinting his eyes, you can see the little rough line edges here. Inside the mask. So yeah, good book, good issue. A really good one-shot. It sets up this character in codename Strike Force, which again is created by Image Comics and Top Cow Productions. Really cool one-shot, really cool looking character. Kid Razor. I found this at a random comic store. I got it for I think a few dollars. It's just a one-shot that there weren't any issues of this character. There wasn't a solo series for this character, as I mentioned before. It's just this one-shot, but for one shot, it's very entertaining and it's really, really fun. And it's just really, really cool book. Really, really cool one-shot. Really, really cool. Just simple story. Cool guy with cool blades takes down these ninja assassins. Classic stuff. Classic comic book stuff. But anyways, yeah, art was good. Story was cool. It was all good. So this has been Dark Storm Comic Reviews. Signing off.